time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this Conan, destined to bear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
All right. Well, everyone, I ordered this months ago and waited a really long time to get Conan, King Conan, from the 1982 Conan the Barbarian movie. And where this stems from, if you haven't seen the movie or don't remember, at the end of the movie, it shows this character, this Conan, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Conan, as an older man sitting on a throne, with a troubled brow. And so I waited a long time to get this figure. I ordered it in November, and so finally it is here. And the movie was 1982, so in 2022 was the 40th anniversary, and they released a bunch of different Conan toys to commemorate that. THULSA DOOM, Subutai, and others, and other versions of Conan and Valeria. The Valeria is only the Queen Valeria character where she comes back from the dead, and I didn't want that one, so I'm not ordering that one. I'm waiting. Hopefully they'll come out with just regular Valeria. So I ordered this, and I just got this the other day, and by Super 7 Ultimates, and it's so far, I think it's an excellent action figure. It's big and muscular, and just like it should be. So it's got really good articulation in the arms, even without having the double elbows. And you have the bicep joint between the shoulder, and you got full articulation of the hips and knees, and and ankles, and the feet go in all different directions. And we can change some things. So we have, he's always looking a little bit up. And so, let's see. Yeah, I guess the hue of the skin is a little bit different. In this one, he's looking a little bit straighter ahead, not much. But we need to change the hands because he's got to be holding a sword, right? I mean, he's got that gigantic Aquilonian sword that he discovered in that crypt that belonged to an Aquilonian king, and this is the sword that actually broke his father's sword. And I think this one here, I believe what this represents is that this is his father's sword. This is what his father's sword looked like. So when he broke it, at the end of the movie when he's fighting and he broke it, he uses the broken sword to kill THULSA DOOM. But I believe what he did is he made the blade, had the blade, resharpened and made into a dagger. That's what it looks like. They decided, this is what he decided to do. So let's see, I can change the hands. That was easy, actually. Not easy enough that it falls out easily, but easy enough that it changes easily. Now the plastic is a little bit tough. So, trying to get the sword in there. Sometimes, as I've said before, you have to boil the plastic in order to soften it up to get it in there, put it under hot water. And I think this is going to be one of those cases. It's really tough. And you have a couple of other hands. Let's see, so you got this hand here. So if you want him, I don't know if he's like, maybe he's just got his hand on his lap. So, karate chop hand, but, maybe just kind of hanging out, or, he's got his, I don't know what he's going to do with that hand. Like, maybe he's just sitting, like riding a horse, if you have a horse for him, and he's just riding with his hand, like, like that, maybe holding the reins in another. Let me go get you THULSA DOOM and show you what to compare them. Okay, so here is his nemesis, THULSA DOOM. And as you can see, this is quite an action figure as well, with the real cloth and the pleather and, like flexible plastic here, and just really the attention to detail with his outfit, the snake symbols there, and then the straps of the sandals. And you can see the different paint, and there's, symbolage, if that's a word, on the sandal. And, you have like a snake skin belt. And then here, take a look at this necklace. All the details on that, all kinds of symbols and things. Like runic symbols up here. And looks, pretty good resemblance to James Earl Jones in that movie. And look, even the cloth here and the different colors. And then here is his box. And you get the snake dagger. And you get the snake arrow and the bow. Actually, never taken those out. You have a snake head, too, because in the movie, he transforms into a big snake during this scene, and here he is half transformed, the head. So you just pop, you can just take this head off and then just put that over it. And then let's see how that looks. I'll pop that off, and I don't know, how is that going to work? I guess you just kind of like lay it on top, because there's no ball joint for that. So you just, I don't know what they were thinking. I've never done this, actually. I don't know, maybe there's something missing in there, or you're just supposed to hide the ball up in there. Well, we're discovering this together, because I don't know what they had in mind on that. But in any case, all right, so you pop that back on, and then here is the bow. It's a recurve bow, and looks like it actually will function a little bit. Yeah, it's got some elastic to it. All right. And then here, there's the snake arrow. So what he does is he takes a snake and he pulls it, he holds the snake by the head and he pulls it and then it becomes straight. But what it is it was like a flexible plastic, and they had a real snake and then they switched it to this flexible plastic, and when you pull it through, you push a button and then it holds stiff. And then, this is poison, and he shoots the arrow and hits Valeria with it. So that's that. And then the snake dagger that King Osric, Conan's kind of employer who wants Conan to get back his daughter, has one of these daggers and throws it into a table. It's a pretty memorable scene. All right, and then you have, different hands for THULSA Doom. Right, so you can hold the bow. All right, so, and we can compare the two. And get his feet straight here. They should be about the same size. Looks like THULSA Doom is slightly taller, which actually is accurate because Arnold was 6'2" and James Earl Jones is 6'4", and it's about, I guess, proportioned would be about 2 inches taller. So did they intend to do that? Whether they did or not, that's pretty accurate. So let's see, which head do we like better on King Conan? So, let's see, does this come off? Oh, this is all part of one piece. One of Conan's names in the books, written by Robert E. Howard, is Amra, the lion. And then thus, I would guess the lion symbol. And so we have this head we can put on. And is that not going to go on easily? I'm a little bit afraid to push too hard. So I would want to boil that in plastic. In water. All right. And let's see what the difference if we look up close. Yeah, I don't know. It's really pretty much, the eyes are looking more forward here. He's looking more up. He's like maybe if he's sitting in the chair and he's glowering at you. Oh, and the hair is different too. Hair's a little longer. Well, the angle, see, because I guess he's looking up. But all right, it would be good to get that head on there though, huh? Let's go try to get that on. All right, so oftentimes if you are in a pinch, you can use a hairdryer on high, and that'll heat up the plastic. So that worked really well. All right, so there he is. It's got but you see now it sits up off of the clothing, so it is like he's looking up. So, all right, well, he's not going to be looking up when I have him positioned, so we'll go back to the other head. Hopefully that'll go back on. There we go. Yeah, because it's already stretched. All right, so we would go with that head. All right, and we'll have let's see, we've got a grabby hand, and we'll have a fist hand. There we go. All right, so that's going to be our Conan figure. Now, I also brought down to show you my other Conan figures, Conan the Barbarian. And here we go. If you haven't seen this on one of the show I did a long time ago, probably a couple of years now. All right, so here he is, Conan, and this is when he's going into the Tower of Doom, the Doom Mountain, and he's all camouflaged up. And this is a He-Man sword, axe, battle axe. I'll mix a lot of things together. So here's the sword that came with this, and it has a little plug to plug in here, but it still doesn't stay on really well. So I put the plastic bungee to hold it on better. So here is his blood-soaked sword. And we can compare those, actually. So one's shinier. And that, in a way, it kind of makes sense. Like, this is older, maybe over time it's aged. So it's exactly the same mold. And this also came with his father's broken sword. So I was incorrect. This does not look like this. So I thought maybe that's what they did. But this is the father's sword that broke in the movie. But this does really remind me of a Conan sword. Because I remember years ago when you could order one, maybe you still can, and I'm pretty sure this is the way it looked. It had like two lions coming off of it, and I think it even had like a couple little daggers that you could pull out. So that's maybe what I was remembering, the familiar look. But you can see the Aquilonian sword, has like a really tight wrapping for the blood grooves on the handle. And that's so that your hand doesn't slip as it gets blood all over it. Okay, morbid, but that's what it's for. And then, and this is a blood groove on the blade, so the blood doesn't kind of has a place to go and fall off the blade. So just to be accurate there. And then here you have, like a leather wrapping. And then your pommel. Pommel was the back of the sword, and pommels were often a heavy chunk of metal that might be decorative and stuff. To knock out your opponents, to hit them, you slice and then strike with the pommel. This one looks kind of like it's a couple of lips kissing you. It's like a kiss of death, right? But you can see the father put all these runes in there, the broken Aquilonian sword, and the Conan. This Conan here came with an extra head, and with a different expression. And so here's that. So a lot of times when I get a different head, I don't want it just sitting around. So what I did is I bought 3 of the He-Man special editions, actually 40th anniversary He-Mans, which had a much bigger pecs. It actually had more of Arnold's body, because the gigantic pecs that Arnold had in his heyday. And so I swapped the head, and then I took the cape off of King Conan from Revelations, and I put that on Conan, and you see, and he has the big Aquilonian sword, which I think, the coloring's just slightly different. All right, you can see it's a little darker. And then this is an arm guard that came with that. And then the box for those, let's see, so this is Conan, the War Paint Conan. And then that comes with, you can see in here, actually there's 2 of these, and one of them has been appropriated by another action figure. And I didn't find it fast enough, so I just, forget it. But here it is. So, when Conan was pit fighting, he had this, and so he can hold on to that, and it's a guard, and it's stabby. It's a stabby weapon. He would just slide that into his hand. So, like, you can take that, and then those just fit around the arm. So there you go. You can see it's kind of got like a pit fighting arm there. And then, actually, that's not a bad weapon for him to have, right? And just put the sword in there, and turn that sideways, and there you go. All right, and then you have a couple of punching fists. All right. And so I was able to change the hands on the Super 7 action figures are very similar to the Conan, the Mattel Conan from Revelations, but they're also similar to the online classics He-Man toys as well. So you can often swap those parts, the heads and the hands. And then this is Conan Pit Fighter, and I guess I took all that out, and that's where I got some of the swords and things. I put these things, I play with them, so sometimes I have them organized, semi-organized, and then even finding them in the organized place is not always so easy. But there you go. All right, so Conan, King Conan, waited, 42 years for this. And so here it is today. You can even see the buckle, the detail in the buckle. Oh, yeah, and this is cool, too. You got like little, fox heads, I'd guess, that he has on there. And so, because you got to, he's getting older and, he wants to stay warm, doesn't want to get a chill, right? And back then, of course, a chill might be deadly for you. You get sick and get pneumonia or something. So, all right, there you go. Super 7 Ultimates, King Conan. All right, well, before I go, I just want to show you. All right, I forced his hand open, and I got the sword into King Conan's hand. So you can take a look and see, how that looks. He's like, how dare you come here to take the throne of Aquilonia, And there he is. All right, so King Conan there. And then I had thought what would be cool to show you, here's THULSA DOOM with his weapons. Right, there he is with his snake dagger and the bow. All right, but I also thought what would be neat is to show you King Hiss from the He-Man Masters of the Universe Classics line. And actually King Hiss, I guess he's in He-Man. I was just wondering if he's also in She-Ra. Now, maybe not. But anyhow, here he is, King Hiss. And you can see, now this is very similar just style of action figure. They're about the same size. And you can see even, it's not the same arm, but you can see it's kind of the same manufacturing style. Although you can see the, kind of the joint plug there. And they've, eliminated that on Super 7. So that's, great. That's a good, you don't have to see that. But you could see that this is King Hiss. So it's also, again, the snake and the humanoid. All right. And then King Hiss can transform into a snake-like creature, but he transforms into this. So take that, THULSA DOOM, right? So he's got a whole bunch of snakes going on there. He's got the main head and then I guess the arms and everything. They all become different vipers. Vipers because you see they have the 2 poison teeth, not a constrictor, which would have multiple smaller teeth. Because they don't have poison, right? And so why would King Hiss, he can't really constrict, right, with these, so it's better to just bite you and poison you. But all right, so there, you can see the joint in there, and you don't see that on these Super 7. So a little bit of an upgrade on that, all these little details, right, that they put in. But anyhow, I think seeing King Hiss next to THULSA DOOM is pretty cool, huh? You can even see, look at how, what they're wearing on their head is also similar, right? And then just sort of, sandals, right? They're both wearing sandals. They both like to, have their feet nice and cooled off, and they don't have to worry about socks because, Conan's got to worry about socks, you'd think, this looks like he's probably basically wearing socks, but King Conan's wearing boots. Maybe he's got socks in there, and his feet get, stinky and everything, whereas THULSA DOOM's nice and dry. Maybe even put some talcum powder on there. All right. Well, anyhow, thought you'd like to see that difference. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. And take care. And I will be talking to you soon.